focused? I can't tell. Not focusing enough. Looks focused. Hey everyone, it's Sean with SauceTech. I have taken quite the hiatus. Instead of filming videos, was playing video games, and I built like 3 computers with the intention to make videos, but instead I sold them or gave them to friends. And I got a whole bunch of projects that just kind of sat around and didn't do anything because I got drunk and I played video games. And when I say video games, I mean I started playing World of Warcraft again. That was a terrible idea. It was a great idea because it was a lot of fun. But now that it's the end of the expansion, I have more time. And what better time than tax season? I got my money back and I could actually afford things instead of putting it on a credit card. And by afford things, I mean buy the cheapest possible thing I possibly could. I bought a 2200G, and about 3 or 4 days, I spent 2 hours a day wanting to kill myself because it was so frustrating. I couldn't figure out why. And this little jump drive, this little guy, was the problem the whole time. Like I said, I have taken a hiatus from filming, but I have been building computers still, been repairing computers, and this guy has had Windows on it for about 6 months. Turns out, the 2200G, if you install an older version of the installer on Windows and do the updates like, you know, any computer normally should be fine with, it breaks everything. It was anything from immediate crashes, just black screen, could not get the screen to come back on, to it ran stable, it ran perfect, everything went fine. I installed the graphic drivers and then everything went to crap. The screen turned black and never came back on. Or it turned black, I reset it, it turned back on. It was stable for about a hot minute. And then I'd get a green screen, it turned black, turned back on for a half second, turned black, and just never come back on. I kind of want to tell you guys about my experience because I think that it might help somebody. I've got a few tips about everything. Stay tuned and I'll talk about them. Alright, so I'm a little ghetto and I do not have a capture card, so you get a recording of my lovely monitor. So like I said, one of the most important things is when you install from a jump drive, you make sure your version is the newest. As of right now, 1709 is the newest that you can get from Windows. If it's any older than that, it's not gonna work. No matter what you do. You install it, you update everything, use all your drivers, it's gonna crash over and over and over and over again. I would say that I installed Windows about 4 or 5 times. I ran system restore points every step of the way, to the point where I was using them so much, for whatever reason, they were even deleting themselves. So I was using restore points, and they would just disappear, and I'd have to reinstall everything. I don't know how that happened, but it was a bit of a nightmare. As soon as I installed 1709, every problem I had went away. I was reading online that some people are suggesting that you can just install the Windows updates from here and play it, and it's going to work as a great computer, and you're not going to have to do any other extra work. Do not install the chipsets. Don't install the graphic drivers. Don't do any of that. That's a lie. You don't install the graphic drivers, you're not going to play a game on this. I mean, you might as well just install an Intel chip and run the graphics off of there. Honestly, it's even worse than that. I tried playing World of Warcraft on it, and even on the lowest settings, it wasn't working. So you do have to install the AMD chipset and graphic drivers. If you don't, I mean, like I said, it's a waste of money, waste of time. The other big thing is when you download the drivers, you come in, you set it up, you see you accept and install. Obviously, this has already been installed on my computer, so it's saying partially installed. It's actually completely installed, so I don't know why it says partially, but when you see it, you're going to see Express Install or Custom. Go to Custom, install everything besides the display driver. I have found this to be extremely important. If you do this, and you put this display driver, even with the newer Windows, more often than not, you're going to crash your system. The screen's going to turn black, and it's never going to turn back on again, no matter what you do. The only way to fix it is put an external card into it or reinstall Windows. So install everything, and then when you're done, I don't know if this step is still relevant because I did it just because I read online that it was something important to do still, is you delete this entire AMD folder. Just get rid of it, uninstall it, clear it from your recycle bin. Once you're done with that, reinstall your download and open the whole thing again. Probably should have kept this open for demonstration purposes, but I didn't. So reopen it. At this point, you will see the same screen because it is partially installed. And go into your local drivers, say custom install, and uncheck all of these boxes. Only install this display driver at this point. Install that, restart your computer. Everything's going to work a lot better. Even no overclock, no anything. You're going to be able to play games out of the box, even with slow RAM, a lot better than any Intel chip is going to provide. It's fairly impressive so far. I'm going to do a video with benchmarks and my build and everything I put in it, and how it performs before and after overclocks. But I mean, honestly, there's so many of those videos out already because they figured out how to fix this dang thing before I did, and I'm a little behind in the game. So yeah, that should help you a lot if you're having the same problems as I was. If it doesn't, feel free to comment below. I can probably give some advice. I have installed this operating system on the same computer multiple times now. For the description of what my computer is, I'll put all my parts below. So maybe I can help you with a few other things. One other big one is your BIOS has to be updated as much as it can be. If it's an older version, doesn't support Raven Ridge, it's never going to work. Either you're going to have to use an older chip, install that BIOS update, or contact AMD, which will ship you an older chip so you can do the BIOS update and then ship the chip back. Another thing I forgot to mention is I found a lot of this information on an ASRock forum from Dayton EB. It's just a long post basically saying a lot of what I just said. All your issues should be resolved with the steps that I just described. If they're not, I will refer to this website in the comments, or I'll refer to this website in the section below, and you can go to it and maybe it'll give a little more in-depth help. So far, this computer is actually a lot more than I expected, so it's worth the hassle to get it set up. It's worth the hassle to get everything working properly, and absolutely worth the money so far. Stay tuned, and I will shoot a video of all of the wonders of a very budget system. I did mine a lot different than a lot of other people that I've seen so far, so I'm excited to kind of talk about that and what the benefits of what I've put into it is versus what you're seeing on a lot of mainstream budget builds with this. But it's awesome. I love it, and it's a great system. So if you're having troubles, I'm sorry. I know all about it. It took me 3 working days and like 6 days because I needed time off from it because it was just pissing me off to get everything ready. And once it's running, it's great. So stick with it. Don't send anything back. Don't return your products. Just fix it. Just get it fixed. Get it running, and you're gonna really enjoy the system. It's a lot of it's gonna be console quality gaming. It's not gonna be mind-blowing graphics. It's not gonna be like, oh my god, I've got my 4K $300 build. It's still gonna be a lot of 720p and 1080p. But man, for that price, you cannot beat it. It is wonderful. Thanks for watching my video. Do your thing below, whatever. And like I said, let me know if you have any issues. Maybe you've got something weird. I can at least point you towards the help if I don't know the answer. But I'm very much willing to help anybody who has any questions about it, and I'm very responsive. So let me know on the comments below, and I'll give you some help. Anyway, stay tuned, watch the next one, and have a good one.